And now you've completed watching Dr. Brewer's short course on cardiovascular inflammation. It gives you great background information on what cardiovascular inflammation markers are important to know. And if you watched them, you may have a better idea now what this is than your doctor may. So, what do you do next? How do you get tested? What do you do with this information once you get tested? We'll talk for a few minutes on how to go about this, but first, my name is John Lorscheider. I'm a patient of Dr. Brewer's along with a frequent contributor to his YouTube channel. I've developed the PrevMed forum and moderate comments on YouTube as well. The key indicators again that he discussed were microalbumin creatine ratio, high sensitivity CRP, the plaque 2 test, and myeloperoxidase. If you have high levels of any of those indicators, you're doing damage to your artery of your heart, your eyes, your kidneys, your brain, and other organs in your system as well. So it's important to know if you have it and what to do about it once you have it. In some cases, your doctor may agree to do this testing for you, and other doctors, just being perhaps closed-minded, they may not be informed, they don't see the value in the testing, and they may not do it for you. So we'll tell you how to show you how to go about doing it on your own. For years, there's been a concept out, and there's also a video on this in Dr. Brewer's YouTube channel on direct-to-consumer lab tests. You can do this on your own. It's really quite simple. But again, I'd encourage you to enlist the help of your doctor first because you need the guidance once you get those results on what to do. If you go the direct-to-consumer lab route, there's no doctor order required. There are some states that do not allow direct-to-consumer testing. You can still get those labs done. It may require you driving to a different state or having that lab service provider refer you to a doctor who will do it for you, even if you're not a patient. There's a number of ways you can perhaps go about it. If you want it, you got to work at this, though. This is self-directed healthcare 101. You order these labs online. You receive your test results by a very secure method via portal and logging on to the provider's website. These people do not accept insurance. The rates are modest in comparison with what you might pay without insurance, but you pay up front with a credit card. Save your receipt. Come tax time at the end of the year, some of this can be used as a tax deduction perhaps. I've been doing it for years and I add it right up with the cost of all my insurances and my out-of-pockets, and you'd be surprised at the end of the year how much you really spend, and this might get you over the hump where you get something back from the government. A number of the companies out there for direct-to-consumer services. There's Cleveland Heart Labs, there's directlabs.com, Request a Test, and Life Extension. Cleveland Heart Labs has a panel called the Inflammation Panel. We'll talk about that one. It's a good value. Directlabs.com, they offer the same ones. You order it a la carte. It's not a complete panel. Requestatest.com, very good company. I like them, but they don't offer myeloperoxidase. And lifeextension.com, all good. All give you great customer service. Cleveland Heart Labs, this company has been around a while. They used to be affiliated with Cleveland Clinic. They were bought about a year ago by Quest Diagnostics, and they have a panel called the Inflammation Panel. And they do all of the labs in this panel that Dr. Brewer discussed. The one you don't see here is the microalbumin creatine ratio, but it is included. Your high sensitivity CRP, your plaque 2, and your myeloperoxidase, all part of it. You get a couple extras here included, oxidized LDL, which tells you you're probably laying down plaque, and F2 isoproteins, commonly called the lie detector test. It tells you if you're consuming a lot of bad fats, a lot of omega-6s, tells you if you're eating wrong, it tells you if you're not exercising enough. A lot of people think they're doing all the right things, and when they get this test, they find out, maybe I'm not doing as much as I need to do. So that's included. But I will tell you, if you need that F2 isoprotein test, the rest of this doesn't mean anything, because you have to be serious about this if you want to get your inflammation under control. These are the labs that are included. Again, we discussed. You order online for $199. They will send you a requisition. You can take it a number of places. Ask them, number one, if you can take it to a Quest Diagnostics facility. Now, since Cleveland Heart Labs is owned by Quest. Second option, many doctors, I've done this, I just call and say, could I come in and get a blood draw? I have a lab requisition from another doctor. I've never been turned down. The third way you can do it, run your $25, look up anylabtestnow.com. We'll tell you the myeloperoxidase, however, is a test that's tricky, and you want to make sure whoever does it right. And there's some really explicit instructions on how to do this if you want to get an accurate reading. Lifeextension.com, good company, main business. They're a supplement purveyor. They have some good ones out there. They got a pill for everything, but they also offer lab testing. And their lab testing has improved a lot over the years. They now work with LabCorp, who will do all these lab tests for you. So when you order from Life Extension, you print out your requisition, you find your nearest LabCorp facility, you drive down, get your blood tested, and about 3 days later, you'll get an email from Life Extension that your labs are available. So now you've got your results from there. You can get all those labs from Life Extension, but instead of $199 from Cleveland Heart Labs, this is going to run you about $465. A little pricey. Personally, I wouldn't get those labs from them. They have other labs, however, unrelated, that are very competitively priced. This seems quite high to me, unnecessarily high. DirectLabs.com, very good company. I think they've been in business the longest for direct-to-consumer lab tests. You can order, I should say, all of those 4 labs from them. You order online, you just go in and click and choose what you want. Here they are, your MACR, C-reactive protein, your plaque 2 test, and your myeloperoxidase. Little less money, it's $408. Goes into your shopping cart, you go into checkout. Before you check out, though, go back to Google. Google Direct Labs discount code. Every month, invariably, I've seen this for over 10 years, they publish a new discount code. You can save 10% off. So instead of $408, you get the price down to about $368. Pretty good value for those labs. When you get your first of all, I didn't show you requestedtest.com, and I did that intentionally because they do not offer direct-to-consumer myeloperoxidase. They're a great company. I wish they had offered that because their prices are very competitive and their customer service is excellent. These are some cut and paste from some of my recent labs that I had done at Quest. I won't show you everything, but I'll show you the 4 basic ones. This is my microalbumin creatine ratio right here. My number is 9. Little high. I'd like to be below 3.9. If I go over here, however, it tells me if I'm less than 30, I'm okay. That is the traditional indicator, the cut point that has been used for years by doctors to determine if you're starting kidney disease. There's been later research not reflected in this number that shows much lower numbers are associated with cardiovascular disease. So I want to work at this, and I have been. My numbers come down from 12. I'm at 9 now. Maybe I can get a little bit better over time. The CRP level here, my current level is 0.5. These were done like a month or so ago. My previous level was 1.9. That, for me, is high. I'm usually at 0.4 to 0.5. I had a severe back injury at that time and a lot of inflammation going on. So that speaks to the concept that CRP is not always the best indicator of heart disease. It is, however, a good indicator of overall body inflammation. The plaque 2 test here, my number is 92 nanomoles per milliliter. My last number was 86, so it's about the same. Used to be over 220. So I'm pretty happy I've got that number down using diet, lifestyle, and medication. But I wouldn't know what to do if I hadn't known this level. So I'm glad to be able to get these labs done. Myeloperoxidase, that's a key indicator that you've got some very active inflammation going on. You want to have myeloperoxidase in your system normally, but you don't want too much of it. A good number is below 470. I'm at 253. That's pretty good. 3 months ago, my number was 285. So I've come down a bit. And I now know that I'm in pretty good shape on my inflammation. I just can't take the foot off the gas, or I'll probably go back to where I was. So hopefully this information is useful to you. Again, order from any one of those companies, print out your requisition. They're going to send you to the nearest lab facility for either Quest Diagnostics or LabCorp. And no offense to any other provider who I didn't mention, there's a bunch of companies out there who do this direct-to-consumer lab testing. Check them out, see if you can get the 4 labs, see if their prices are in line, and read the reviews on them before you order to make sure you're getting what you hope for. But this is a good way you do it. Once you get these results, if you see anything abnormal, what you'll get is a little nicer looking lab result sheet than what I'm showing you here. But it'll show you if you're in range. It'll show you if you're way out of range. It'll show you what your risk level is in many cases, depending on who that lab is. If you see anything abnormal, if you see you're out of range, take it to your doctor, make an appointment, sit down, say, look, I know you wouldn't do these labs for me, and tell them you understand why, work with them a little bit, tell them you're concerned with these numbers, see what they can do to help. If they balk and they say, I don't believe in those labs for whatever reason, then you just say, okay, and leave, find yourself another doctor. You need a speaking partner who understands what cardiovascular inflammation is and how to treat it. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have questions, you can email the contact email on Dr. Brewer's PrevMed website, and somebody will be back to you with an explanation, whether it be a question or a comment or what to do next. Thank you very much for your interest.